By God, I'm starting a podcast for the millionth time. I might even post this video. I've been looking. I've got some cool videos and some nice interviews coming up, and my co-host, one of my co-hosts is was a former software engineer, and he actually helped invent the touch screen. Can you imagine that? That's so crazy. Like the thing that we all take for granted that all these devices use, he helped create the first one for Hewlett-Packard back in the 80s, 70s, late 70s, early 80s. I think it was because I met him in Iowa. I worked for him, and then later we became business partners. Oh, he's great. And anyway, and there's a video of him with he's created these AI. He was playing around with mid something. Anyway, the AI that creates images, and he showed me this thing. I'm going to post that next. I need to do a little work on it, but that's far out. That's really far out. I don't think I can. Maybe I can. I'll just put it in here. I just don't want to edit. I'm so lazy. I'm trying to figure out a way to do a podcast without editing. But I don't know if it's possible. I think I'll post this, and then I'll just... I'm determined to start. And I keep making videos saying I'm doing a podcast. I'm finally doing it, and I never post them. So... But I do have a co-host. I got lots of interesting ideas. I think it's going to be great. I got so many interesting guests. And I just saw this video. Everything's going to be okay. But, I mean, I am scared to death of all the stuff that's going on. I'm not going to lie. I am scared to death. But I have learned to pretend. And I saw a video of myself when I was truly happy and not scared to death, and it got like 400 views, and I thought, wow, I should make a video like that, except I'm scared to death. I'll put the link below. It's a really nice video. I'm just laying there saying, hey, with all the stuff that's going on, this must have been when I was in denial. Hey, with all the stuff that's going on, I just want you to know you could still be happy, and everything, you can be creative and happy, and everything's cool. We're good people. And this was a while ago. Now I'm terrified. I've been thrown around a little bit. I'm terrified. I'm traumatized. And I don't know if I could make a video like that. Like, hey, everything's okay and everything's going to be fine. And it's more like I started doing it, but then I didn't want to lie. Maybe I should just lie. I'll have to work on this. Get back to that baseline of, hey, things are cool. I'm sort of like, my baseline is, hey, I'm totally freaked out. But you know what? I don't think I'm alone. I think a lot of people... What's going on with the reflection? It's like my reflection in my own glasses. That's so odd. Narcissist paradise. It's kind of annoying. Maybe I'll take them off, but I can't see as well. But yeah. So terrified. I think a lot of people are terrified just at the pace of change. I mean, not even taking account whether it's good or bad. Although I have to say there are a lot of things that could be interpreted as not so good, and it just weighs on one's heart. There's no way I'm going to post this. The other thing is, though, if I post it, nobody's probably going to see it. Although maybe 5 people will see it. But anyway, and comment. Nobody ever comments. I mean, just somebody please comment if you've watched this far, which probably nobody has. Comment. Just let me know that you've watched it. If you had any feeling... like I said, I got this, I I just think this is the worst video ever. I said, I'm really trying to do these without editing. I should just edit this out, but I'm too lazy. This is where like laziness meets embarrassment. Also, this bump on my head really annoys me. It's like some kind of bone growth, and it's just like, God, who would? I don't want that. I mean, that's the least of my medical issues. I don't want to get into my medical issues, but I'll probably get into my medical issues at some point. I have like mild medical issues, but like my neck is creaky now. Like I move my neck and it goes grink, grink, grink. I mean, I'm telling you, that shit is weird. You get older and things like that happen. Like, oh, my body's like this weird marionette that's slowly falling apart. I mean, it's no joke. It's very annoying and scary. And, some people have it really bad where they go insane and die, or they're in excruciating pain, or they stop being able to move their arms and legs, or they can't see and they can't hear right. And holy cow, man. It's not fun. It's terrifying. That's really bad. And somehow in our culture, we've hidden the fact that it's so horrible. Like the people that are going through it, we put them away in a place, one building, so nobody has to look at them. Like, we do not like old people. We don't like to think about, there's old people around and we're going to get that way. We want to think, I'm going to be this way forever. And then when you start falling apart, it's kind of horrific. I think it's harder because, we're not so in touch. Plus, we've lived longer than anybody ever has. That's kind of weird to think about, at least that we know of. People are living to 100. They didn't used to live to 100 without dental care and heart medicine. And, you'd be like living to 30, 40. 60. People weren't living like en masse this much, this old. Even just, 20, 30, 40 years ago, they didn't have some of the procedures they do now and the drugs and, that's the other thing. You sort of have to educate yourself about old age. I mean, you don't have to educate yourself that much about middle age. You don't have to be like, oh, I'm going to research having a healthy back and plenty of energy. You don't have to do that. I mean, what you have to do is you're supposed to research, about not getting old. So you should be doing things to keep yourself from getting old. But in terms of just living your life, like, you don't need to be researching on Google of what you need to do so you're not in excruciating pain, or are you going to die, or some shit like that. I mean, am I going to have health insurance and who's going to drive me to my procedure? You don't generally need to think about this stuff when you're young. You don't need to figure out what you have, or you don't need to start figuring out, nobody's going to cure this. You're not going to get a cure. You're going to get some bullshit. Hopefully that will help. But then you find out later, okay, maybe the cure, the medicine is fucking me up. And then, then when you get really old, everything's competing. Medicines are competing with you. It's horrible. Oh, my God. Falling down, passing out, going to the hospital, oh, jeez. Getting jabbed. Anyway, that's a lovely picture of old age. Not my favorite thing. So that's one thing I'm terrified of. Then the second thing is you got governmental people are chopping things off left and right. The environment seems to be zero on people's list, which is just, I mean, that's beyond. I mean, how do you even, like the environment, I was thinking about this the other day. The environment is where we live. Right? So where do we get our self-image, our sense of self? Primarily, it's from our environment. That's the thing we're in relationship with when our eyes are open. Our physical environment. That's what our primary relationship is with. Everything out here. and you're going to take that and make it so you can't drink the water, and the trees die and the animals die, and everything, it gets hot, and the storms are coming, and it's raining all the time, and there's floods and fires, and that's what we're creating, and nobody seems to give a shit. I mean, okay, might be time to fix that so that, every generation after us doesn't. I mean, it's probably already, I hate to say this, it may be too late. You change the weather pattern, the tidal, what's that thing? The currents in the ocean that have been stable for thousands and thousands of years. We're about to change that, a tipping point where once that changes, it's taking moisture and wind and stuff in places that it hasn't had before. And there's more moisture in the air, more storms, more. Jeez, people don't. I mean, nobody wants to know this. All they think is, it's a very short loop. Oh, we can't fix it. Let's ignore it. Ay, ay, ay. What the hell do they call that? The current, the air current, the water, the global. It's a thing that, anyway. So that's another thing I'm afraid of. Then my girlfriend is not as left me, sort of. I mean, whatever. Okay. No income for years now. Well, I had some income this year. I'm way below the poverty line. I'm living on loans, student loans, again, at 60, so that's freaky. But, I have a podcast I could do, which is great, but I'm somebody that needs like some security and stuff. That really helps me be creative. I'm not a person who's good being creative when I don't feel secure. So this has been very difficult. There's other issues related to being poor that, besides the humiliation, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. My needs are taken care of. I've got health care. I've got food. I'm very grateful. And I've had amazing experiences lately, and I'm writing a book, and this is definitely not getting published. This is like 12 minutes of some crazy man. I don't know. I get very insecure, and I don't want to publish these, but I'm just tempted to publish this thing. And, I was watching this girl from Appalachia. I have to maybe get her on the podcast, but she publishes these crazy videos. She's like, my granny from Appalachia used to tell me, when lightning strikes, you better come inside. And no two things ever look the same. And Jesus is going to get you if you're not careful, or something like that. She's got these crazy videos, and she's very beautiful. And then also she does videos without her makeup where she does not look as beautiful in a way. I mean, because she's stunningly beautiful when she puts her makeup on, and then she takes it off, and it's like, but she seems to have no compunction about that at all. And she's got hundreds of thousands of views. It's crazy. But she does mostly shorts. She did shorts, and she also, anyway, she said she quit her job as a hygienist because her boss got arrested at the. I have to say, I'm slightly ashamed. I watch way too much YouTube. If I looked at my screen time, I'm basically wasting my life away in bed watching YouTube. I mean, I wish there was a way that I could spin that in my own mind to somehow justify it, but it is so not what I was expecting to be at 60. Like if you said, oh, by the way, at 60, you will not be professionally licensed. You'll be laying in bed watching YouTubes all day. I mean, so I got that going for me, which is nice. Anyway, so, I mean, it's not bad, though. There could be worse things, but it in some sense, this is horrifying to me that I've ended up in this pitiful place. There's my greatness. Poet, warrior, and saint. That was a manic outburst that produced that. Maybe I need to live into that as a poet, a warrior, and a saint. How about a glutton, a fatty, and an old fart or something? That's probably more accurate. I have no idea how to publish this except just hit publish. I really don't want to, but maybe I'll just do it. I've got other ones where this is like the first one and the second one. I've got all kinds of video that I haven't used. Oh, God. Did I publish the thing with Hal? No, I've got to, maybe I'll just publish that. There's my former business partner did this AI thing. I think I already said this. And I'll just post that, and then maybe I'll make a different one later. I don't, because I think I'm just going to do things. And if they're not polished, they're not polished. If it's not an official podcast, I'm just going to publish videos for God's sake. Just, gosh. It gets so complicated. I got to do this. I got to do a show. I got to do this. I got to do that. All I really got to do is nothing. Lay in bed, watch YouTubes. But I want to do my own YouTube, so the only way to do it is to do it. I'm going to do it, and that's it. And then I'll publish more, and people like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. Gee whiz.